And there we go. All right, we are ready to begin.
All right, I will call to order the Tuesday, April 18th regular board meeting of RMSEL. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Motion to approve the agenda. Thank you, Becky. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jalen. I think it was Ann as well, but Ann, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I was first.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Doesn't matter, but
All right, thank you. I can see your mouth moving there. Thank you.
Okay.
And do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
move to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Becky. And with that, I will turn it over to Chad with the executive director report.
Great, thank you for being here. This morning you have a copy of the report in your digital packet as well as our paper packets here today. I just want to start on the heels of tragedy in our community in April and speak to community crew trips, engagement, and campus safety. RMSEL is a special place. You all know that from serving on the board, from kids attending school. And I think that was truly embodied on Monday, March 27th, on the heels of an act of violence that rippled through our local community. And returning to school, I shared a review of policy, safety plans, revisions to further our actions to maintain a safe school campus. The return from spring break is also a time that brings a lot of joy to our students and staff as it marks the beginning of crew trip season. On that Monday, students certainly with a bit of apprehension, but a lot of excitement funneled into the building, giving each other warm greetings and gathering their gear in the gym for a community circle prior to departing on their crew trips. The students checked in with one another, provided help with last minute adjustments, and gathered together as an entire high school community. This time is special as it showcases the inclusivity of a school focused on ensuring that every student is a part of a crew. Once the circle concluded, students gathered with the staff and adventure leaders heading to Bandelier National Monument, Penitente Canyon, State Forest State Park, and the Great Sand Dunes National Park. Each grade level embarked on various adventure activities while seniors conducted a 3-day, 2-night outward bound solo. This experience is transformative as the students have the opportunity for deep reflection just a short time before graduation. As the week went on, the group text chain for communication included pictures where our students were smiling in the sunlight beneath canyon walls. The adventure program is what makes RMSEL unique, but also a pillar of our success in creating an inclusive campus where students have connections with one another, as well as trusted adults. And an extension of that back home here at school, we're in our final quarter of the school year. I know you as board members all feel that. I just looked at the calendar here, 12 days left in April, and graduation season will start for all of you in a few short weeks. But we have 2 sports programs going on, girls soccer and boys volleyball, along with over 100 students participating in enrichments. We have an annual enrollment of approximately 390 kids. So over 25% of our student population participating in some type of connected activity. Our amazing team of teachers are hosting Wilderness Skills Club, Lego Club, Pokemon Club, Play-Doh Club, drama, all kinds of great enrichment events for kids K through 12. And along with these opportunities to engage with our students, as a reminder, our entire staff is present on Wednesday after school from 3 to 4 p.m. to provide an hour of academic support to students who need additional help with making up work and are studying for upcoming assessments. I share this with the board today to highlight the amazing team of staff and teachers that create our learning community that engages students and community as a crew. These experiences are an extension of the classroom, keeping students excited and motivated to succeed at school. Based on the unfortunate school violence and tragedy in our local and national community, I've reviewed and communicated with our parent community our policies and procedures regarding campus safety. This review included reference to our school policies. Our team conducts regular drills, which result in feedback and/or praise for the implementation of our safety procedures. We work closely with the Denver Public Schools Department of Safety and Security as a part of our leasehold interest in the campus, along with the Denver Police Department, District 3. When reviewing our policies and procedures, we did make a change to our school practice, allowing backpacks on campus in the classroom. We've asked that backpacks be removed from the hallways and classrooms indefinitely. Students may bring a bag to school and are required to use their school assigned locker for the duration of school each day. To accommodate the more consistent student use, we revised our schedule, providing 2 additional passing minutes for students. This decision has been met with support from our staff, students, and parents as they understand that this mitigating practice may help prevent unintended items being present at school. In communication with families, I was also clear that our revision and review is a part of a process in keeping our schools safe, and this is not to be in contrast with our partnering districts. I quoted, "I share these clarifications of our policies, procedures, and layers of campus safety at RMSEL. These are not to be interpreted as contrast to our local school partners and districts. I strongly believe that all teachers and administrators come to school every day wanting to do what is best to educate our students and keep them safe when they are in our care. The Denver Public Schools and the East High School community are no exception to this. The staff, administration, and leadership care deeply for all 90,000 students, and they are in need of the entire Denver community to bond together to prevent further acts of violence and tragedy. The board would like a full presentation and briefing about school safety policies, procedures, and practice. We can include this for discussion at one of our upcoming meetings, and our collective work to keep students safe is foundational for our learning process at RMSEL. We are in the CMOS SAT administration window here at RMSEL. This begins on March 29th and will conclude this Thursday, April 20th. The administration in the entire suite is challenging in a K-12 school, which requires meticulous attention to detail. Our school assessment coordinator, Leah Wesselman, and our district assessment coordinator, Lindsay Emery, have done an outstanding job to ensure the integrity of the testing environment while ensuring that all other grades continue without learning being disruptive. I'm appreciative of our approach to assessment that is broadly supported by our community at large, and the administration of this test is simply one indicator of achievement as a body of evidence for each student. The assessment, as with any test, has its imperfections and also provides valuable data for continued growth. We continue to maintain an opt-out rate of less than 5% and look forward to the review of our data when we receive it, typically in late July or early August. We are living in 2 school years, getting excited about welcoming new families to RMSEL. We are full for our enrollment next year. You'll receive your budget in May that will have approximately 395 students allocated for next year. And at this time, we are sitting with all 400 spots full. We do expect, as with any school year, there'll be fluctuation with enrollment prior to October 1st. And this lottery cycle continues to demonstrate that RMSEL is a desired school of choice option in the community as we maintain an extensive wait list across multiple grades. Based on the success of our enrollment process, we'll once again offer our early bird registration from May 1st to May 19th. Families elected to complete the process prior to the conclusion of the year will receive a $25 discount and a RMSEL hooded sweatshirt. And last year we had over 50% of our school population take advantage of this opportunity. And that gives us the opportunity to go through all of the paperwork in June instead of August when we're trying to get started. Last but certainly not least, as in our district, as in all of your district, it is what is also considering hiring season for educators. We are excited to welcome 3 new educators at this time, and we have extended offers and interviews continuing to take place. But want to recognize and welcome 3 new members to our team. Graham Brewer, as a high school social studies and crew leader, Graham has over a decade of experience in multiple international school settings. He's a veteran teacher certified in AP, IB, and MYP IB, which is the middle years program. And prior to teaching social studies and humanities, he spent 5 years as a physical education teacher in Seattle. And at this time, he is out with the scuba club he organized and started for his students in Trinidad and Tobago, Port of Spain. Anna Knowles will also be joining us, high school language arts crew leader. Anna has over a decade of experience in international settings. She's also certified in AP, IB, and MYP IB. In addition to her teaching experience, she is also a published author. Both Anna and Graham are bilingual, and we're excited to have them join the RMSEL crew and work as EL educators. We're also excited to welcome a new special education teacher, secondary learning specialist in intervention. Tess has spent the last 5 years at the Renaissance Secondary School in Douglas County. And prior to that, she worked in the ILC program in the Cherry Creek School District. We're very fortunate to have such a veteran staff coming on board and working here at RMSEL and bringing their experience. We also continue to fill vacancies, and with the competitive nature of teacher hiring, we offer a $3,000 hiring bonus to all new staff members.
Thank you. Any questions from Ann or Jalen or Becky? Perfect. Chad, I got a couple questions.
Yes,
on
please.
Your enrollment, and maybe this is a question for Julie or Chris. you said you have wait list across multiple grades. Are they the same as usual, like typical grades that have a wait list? And what are those? Do you know off the top of your head? No, what grades have wait lists?
Kindergarten always has a wait list,
Okay.
sixth grade always has a wait list. The elementary grades always have wait lists because we have so few openings.
Right.
I actually think we have wait lists in 7, 8, and 9. I don't know if we have any ones coming right up.
It's fantastic. Great. I was just curious which grades were the hot ones. And then on staff, do you know how many positions you still have vacant?
Yes, we have vacant 7th and 8th grade math and English language arts. And then an academic secretary, which is an administrative support role. And then we're also trying to hire for an enrollment coordinator who would work in conjunction with Chris for next year and then transition into her role upon retirement.
Excellent. Exciting.
Exciting and nerve-wracking.
Right.
It is certainly
I would not want to be stepping into Chris's shoes, so good luck to whoever that is. Any other questions? Okay, I realized that we did not do introductions when I came in because I blew it at the last second, so we're gonna jump back up there real quick, if you don't mind.
sure.
And we'll do that really quickly just for anyone watching. I'm Angela Christensen and I serve RMSEL on behalf of Littleton Public Schools. And I am here today as president because Carrie Olson is not able to be here. She had a late DPS meeting last night. So we can jump over to Anne. If you wouldn't mind going next.
Yep, no problem. Ann Egan, Cherry Creek School District.
Thank you, Anne. Jalen.
Hi, I'm Jalen for PEBC.
Thank you. Becky.
I'm Becky Myers, but it's kind of school district.
Chad Burns, executive director at RMSEL.
Julie Stone's in the administrator. Chris Medicone, enrollment coordinator at RMSEL.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And do we have anybody for open forum today?
Would you like to speak before the board?
Here is an interested parent trying to understand more how RMSEL works. And this is just our second year here on the Sunday high school. So I'm participating in classes and features and now making my way to.
Good. Well, thank you for being here. I know it's early and we appreciate you taking the time. All right, up next, we have our consent agenda, and I believe we just have one item on there, personnel. Chad, do you have any comments on that before we vote?
Nope.
All right, with that, I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Thank you, Becky. Do I have a second?
Second,
Thank you, Anne. And student body report. Do we have students?
So our student body report today was going to be our 6th grade students who competed in an activity here at school, and I'll bring them in May. They did what is called a cereal box challenge in their mathematics class, where they fundraised or collected various cereal boxes. They collected over 4,000 cereal boxes, and then they lined those cereal boxes up through the entire lower hallway of the building in the pattern of dominoes. And then they did various math tests on their boxes. They did surface area of their boxes. They did total linear feet that the boxes took up. And then they tested if they knocked the boxes down, and the boxes went all the way down the hallway. The boxes successfully turned and came back down the hallway. Our entire K-12 community was there to support the kids. And so I'm excited for them to come and share their project with you, where they donated their cereal boxes to as a food bank effort. Love for you to hear the voice of the kids. And my scheduling conflict was they also have CMOS testing today beginning at 7:50. So that was my error. But they'll come out in May and they'll show you their video. They'll show you their study. They'll show you their donation. They'll show you their award from the food bank where they donated their boxes to. But super cool project, super great group of kids. And then I think the power of the community was once again on display, because the entire school lined the hallways and cheered for the kids as they went through their tests of knocking down the cereal boxes. So they will be here in May. and they will not be doing CMOS.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see the video. All right, our first discussion item is the Cherry Creek School District and Douglas County School District withdrawal from the IGA. Chad, do you want to lead us in that?
Sure. So I think we're still in the update phase of where we are. They have the memo regarding our recommendation, which is for a continuation of the contract through 2027 as it stands with 2 members exiting the agreement. It is still a contract between Denver Public Schools, Aurora Public Schools, Littleton Public Schools, and PBC, consisting of a 4-member board, or if we had a split vote, it would be considered a fail. And then the recommendation is to open the remaining spots to open enrollment across the entire state of Colorado for students to come to RMSEL instead of competing within our districts that all are experiencing declining enrollment. So we have not heard any information regarding if that was being accepted or rejected at this time. And we certainly know that our school boards are working very diligently in their own districts right now. So I will check back in and see if we can get an answer. But I think no news is good news. That is that the plan with the timelines makes sense. And the recommendation is currently under review.
Excellent. Thank you. Any discussion from board members? All right, we're just trucking around on through here. All right, action items. Julie, do you want to talk to us about the supplemental budget? Do you have any comments there before we take action?
So everyone should receive the supplemental budget in their digital packets and then packets today. If you look at it, there's a column next to the notes column that talks about the change. That is this budget over the last one that was revised in January. So basically, this is just truing up the budget for the last time in this school year. Probably the one that's most of note in here. I don't usually get a revised budget or a supplemental budget from our BAC, but we're not doing an auction this spring, so it throws off fundraising that comes back to school, et cetera. So you see a lot of red on that front page. That's just reducing their fundraising goals. And then the next page, at the top, the same kind of thing. So Esther's and maybe you guys know about that. Reducing the expenses for the BAC fundraising. If you keep going down through it, you'll see different adjustments, increasing in some cases, decreasing in some. Not much more beyond that. We have increased energy costs. That was a big one on this budget. Because we had to change the water and the utilities and the heat with public service. What else is in here? That's about it. Oh, I know the other big one. Last May, the board voted to change the financial aid from 12% and pull back from the fees to a 20%. That did not get utilized this year at all. So we had an additional 70,000 budgeted towards financial aid that we did not use because people didn't apply. So what that did in our budget for last year is it took money away from financial aid, which also took money away from the fees to use in classrooms. So in this budget, we threw out the 70,000 out of financial aid and then put that back to all of the field work accounts that are on page 5. So I don't know whether the board wants to continue with the 20% for next year and do the same thing, or we've never spent 20%. So, anyway, that's pretty much what's on that budget. All the things that we've talked about, in the budget summary that comes through each one of the financial statements, screwing up those numbers. So, are there any questions about it?
Becky, any questions? Okay. Great, thank you for doing that.
So we just need a vote to accept the supplemental budget.
Perfect. I will entertain a motion to accept the budget. I'm sorry.
I think Becky, you were the motion.
Oh, you were the motion. I'm sorry. I did.
Oh, entertain.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, I will motion what we accept that.
Thank you, Becky.
Supplemental budget.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Anne. All right, up next, we have the RMSEL 2024-2027 salary matrix increase.
All right, if you pull out of your packets or pull up electronically, you have a salary table with 4 colors on there. Orange, blue, green, yellow. Colors are irrelevant, but just to divert your attention to each column. With the board last year, the board did recommend a salary increase of 1%, 3%, 5%, and 7% across last year's salary matrix. And we know that with inflationary costs and continued adjustments of the cost of living in Denver and continuing to want to compensate our educators in the best way that we can, we have to go through a process of looking at projections that we don't receive until late May and early June. Those projections were very optimistic at the onset of the legislative budget cycle, which was a 10% PPR increase for next year. Knowing with that bold proclamation that they were trying for that, we know that that will go through committee and get pulled down to various numbers. When I built this matrix, the number that I was using was roughly 8.9% increase, which is what Colorado School Finance Project and others were forecasting. And unfortunately, that number has still continued to come down to a 6.5% increase is what we are being targeted at as of today. And so if you look at this and comparing PPR increase to paying educators, those two are directly related because our salaries are our largest budgetary expense annually from our per pupil operating dollars. And so I still think this salary schedule holds. It will be tight, but knowing that hopefully we continue to see PPR increases through the next 2 subsequent years of the salary schedule, it would be a 5% base salary increase and then an additional $1,000 added to the performance incentive that we offer for highly effective educators. And so the center column is a flat 5% across all bands, and the far right column is a potential max increase when you combine the base salary increase and the $1,000 additional performance incentive. And so that puts us anywhere between 6 to a 7% raise if a teacher is evaluated to be highly effective. I still am very confident that this salary schedule holds. I'm very confident that this salary schedule does not put us into a financial position where the school would be in any type of risk. And knowing that this is a 3-year recommendation, it would put us hopefully into a period where we could continue to adjust this again if necessary. But my recommendation before the board is I feel confident. Julie, if you would like to weigh in with any commentary, but certainly would like to be able to offer our educators a significant salary increase of up to 7% for next year.
So at the present, PPR giving us 6.5, 6.9, somewhere in there, which if you look at this far column, it has the potential maximum increase. We're still within that. We're under it for several, real close to those bottom 2 red and blue brackets. And I don't really know that we can have a lot of teachers in that first band to be able, I mean, most of the teachers were hired up in the master's plus range.
Any questions from board members on the salary increase? All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to approve the matrix that Chad's presented.
Move to approve the matrix.
Thank you, Anne. Do I have a second? Thank you, Becky. Angela. All right, and I'm guessing Julie, back to you for budget report.
So a lot of the things that show on the budget summary, just got voted on in the supplemental budget, they got taken care of in that. But a couple things that are of note in here. We received some gifted and talented money, about $3,000 in March. So that is new in there. And then also The ESSER funds that came in, so you see those in and out on that budget, the 593,000. We had talked about that last February, with the $6,000 retention stipend that was given to staff. That's a big chunk of that money. And then there were other salaries that were talked about there, like instructional coach, intervention, things like that. So we've seen those charges come through. We're kind of talk at the bottom of the first page of the summary about the DAC budget being established once. I just thought this year we needed to throw those numbers because at the bottom of what the revenue that comes in, the revenue goes to cost of another fundraising, that net amount comes to the school for either purchase of buses or purchase of adventure gear or whatever we need it for. And that money was not going to be in the budget, so there was no adjustments from that. Going down through the cost, we kind of talked about all of these. All at the bottom, when you get to the bottom, you're talking about all those filter funds that are out of whack. Because the financial aid is taken away and now we give it back. So those will look a lot better than some. That's about it. There's nothing, unless there are questions for explaining numbers. Everybody's eyes are glazing over,
Right?
It's April.
Okay.
Thank you, Julie. Looks great. All right. And then items for future agenda. Chad, do you want to talk about, I know it's
Yep.
your evaluation, but kind of what we've done and what you'd like to see this year?
Sure. So prior to the May meeting, you will receive a review of the standards from the matrix that was used to evaluate my performance for executives / superintendents. So you'll get that framework, and then you will get commentary and any work products associated with that comment. Everybody have us? Okay, I don't know what, we just had a gliss there. Okay, back to May, review of information, June, request for additional information and or supplemental work products, and then accept the evaluation or ask for further goal setting. That happens through two executive sessions, one in May, one in June. And for board members that participate and log out of, and we've done it the past 3 years with that process. It gets a little confusing, but we can guide everybody through it. And if there's anything that the board would like in advance of that, please request that information. So if there's something that stands out in there that you would like to see or like additional information on, please provide me with that feedback. And then one additional piece is we will be administering our biannual community survey to the entire RMSEL community. That typically gets about 150 respondents, and it is programmatic from everything from our kindergarten classroom up through our graduation process, all of our programs, all of our adventure, student achievement services with special education intervention. We ask direct questions about my communication performance, others, so you will have some feedback from the community. And then we have open comment associated with that for parent community to respond. It's about a 10-page survey, takes about 20 minutes for someone to provide information, but it has typically been very comprehensive and gives the board a lot of feedback for areas of which school is doing well and areas of future improvement. So I think that will be a helpful tool as well.
Does anyone have any comments or questions there? All right, sounds good. With that, we're going to be done quickly, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Becky. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Anne. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one.